Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Awkward Talks. I'm Commander Bimal Raj, and today I want to talk to you about something that's always fascinated me at such a very deep level: parenthood. What is this thing called parenthood? Why does it feel so vast, hard, beautiful, exhausting, and rewarding all at once? In fact, what triggered this thought was a simple random video of a mother elephant helping her calf across a muddy riverbank. She nudged, waited, pulled, pushed, and finally, when it managed to cross, she hugged the baby with her trunk. Watching her, I felt a lump in my throat. Because how can a being without words or books on parenting love that deeply? That's when it hit me. Love doesn't need language. Parenthood is older than words, deeper than logic. I'm a parent to one daughter and two cats, and honestly, I see no difference. I'm fiercely protective, fully invested emotionally, and fret and worry about their well being all the time. My daughter says I'm biased towards the boys, and she's right. Maybe because they can't express their needs, I listen harder. In India, parenting often wears a structure. Beta, homework kya? Means have you done homework? पापा से पूछ लो, ask your dad. शादी के बाद समझ आएगा. You will understand only after your marriage. We have heard or said these lines. It may not appear on the surface, but at its core, parenting is about this pure, selfless energy. It's the intention that says, let me give you everything so that you can live better than me. But over time, love and duty became tangled. I sacrifice everything for you became a badge of affection and exhaustion alike. Maybe it's time we return to the roots, to what love looks like beyond duty. And to understand that, we look to the wild. Have you ever watched an animal care for its baby? A cat carrying her kittens one by one, a bird feeding her chick beak to beak, a monkey shielding her baby from the sun with her own body. No applause, no guidance, just love in action. You think parenting is hard in the city? Imagine being an elephant mom, carrying a baby for 22 months, protecting it fiercely, slowing her pace when the calf is tired. And the herd? They form a living wall around the calf. That's not biology, that's devotion. We have seen this in our lives too. Parents who never said, I love you, but stood like elephants, silent, immovable, protective. Some fathers go further. The emperor penguin, standing in minus 60 degrees, egg between his feet, fasting for weeks, immovable. That was my father working night shift as a bus conductor and days as a broker, so his kids, us, could study and he could provide a better life. Quiet love. No applause. No Instagram post. Just presence. Just quiet, suffering love. And the orangutan mother who holds her baby close for 8 years, teaching it everything before letting go gently. That was my mother, a working woman, waking early for breakfast and lunch boxes, ensuring studies for her 3 kids. And one day, letting me leave for the armed forces while her worried eyes said, come back safe. That was her letting go, orangutan style. Animals don't have manuals, they just know. So do we. Our hearts knew long before science did. Today, science called it the parental brain. When a baby cries, our brains release oxytocin. In mothers and in fathers too, it's the body saying, protect this one, even if it hurts, at whatever cost. You've seen it. It's the half-starved street dog feeding her puppies before herself. The cow nuzzling her calf with full affection even though she hadn't eaten the whole day. It's not sentiment, that's neurobiology in motion. Every time someone gave you the bigger mango slice at home, every time your mother stayed awake till you got home, that was oxytocin. That was the body's way of loving. Not the filmy kind, but the kitchen-stained, quietly enduring kind. And that kind of love heals generations. I want you to think now, whose care shaped your life quietly, consistently, without ever asking for credit? There's a word I love, agape. It means love that gives without asking. No conditions, no ego, no expectations, just being there. It's the highest form of love. It's your father saying, focus on your studies, we'll manage the rest. while quietly pawning off his ring to pay your fees. It's your grandfather who never said, I'm proud of you, but folded every clipping with your name into an old diary. That's agape, love that doesn't announce itself but never leaves you. We don't always say, I love you in India, but we show it through a plate of cut fruit, a quiet nod, a wordless hug. That's love without ego. You have seen it in nature too. The penguin I mentioned earlier, guarding his egg in freezing winds. It's a bird faking a broken wing just to lead the predator away to save her chicks. It's the love that gives even when it hurts. If you have received agape, hold it close. If you haven't, or if you're healing from the absence of it, know that you still have the power to give it, because the world doesn't need more noise, it needs more agape. Sometimes I wonder what parenting would look like if we slowed down, like our grandparents did. Back then, it wasn't a two-person job, it was a whole house affair. One oiled your hair, another dropped you to school, someone else slipped you an extra sweet. Imperfect, but together. Now two parents shoulder everything, exhausted. Even with technology, we feel more disconnected. We have evolved as well. Today's parents are more emotionally aware. We talk about mental health, about boundaries, about gentle parenting. Fathers are changing diapers, mothers are CEOs. That's beautiful, that's needed. But somewhere in the middle of all this change, I feel we have forgotten one thing: slowness. The kind of parenting that doesn't look at a clock. The kind that sits for the 15th round of Ludo. That listens without multitasking. That stays when a child cries without trying to fix it. Because parenting isn't about perfection, it's about presence. The more I observe animals, really watch them, the more I realize something. They don't have podcasts, they don't read parenting books, but somehow they still manage to get the most important parts right. They don't overthink it, they just do. And in their doing, they show us how to be. If a fawn gets scared, her mother deer doesn't say, "Don't cry." She just stands close. She stays near. She lets the little one feel what it's feeling and she holds space. How many times have we said, "Chup ho jao, sab theek hai. Keep quiet, everything is fine." We rush to fix feelings instead of just sitting with them. A cheetah mother doesn't do everything for her cubs. She teaches them, she models, she lets them try and fail. She stands back even when it's hard. That's trust. That's long-term love. In our homes, how often do we jump in to correct our kids? Do it like this, don't do like that, you'll mess it up. We're scared of letting them fail. But if the wild teaches us anything, it's this: we don't need to rescue every time they stumble. We need to be the net, not the cage. Let them try. Let them learn. Be nearby. But don't be in the way. In elephant herds, everyone helps raise the baby. If the mother is tired, another female steps in. The baby is not just her responsibility, it's the herd's. This used to be us to remember. Everyone pitched in. You weren't raised by just one pair of hands, you are raised by a whole neighborhood. And today, parenting has become so individual. Two parents trying to do it all, exhausted, overwhelmed. Animals remind us. It takes a pack, a herd, a family. We are not meant to parent alone. These are lessons in love, trust, and letting go. I want you to ask something and I want you to really sit with it. When did you first feel safe? Was it your mother sitting next to you when you had fever and kept changing the wet cloth on your forehead? I distinctly remember this when I was a child. Was it your father waiting silently at your PTM trying not to look nervous? Or was it your grandmother gently combing your hair, telling you stories about gods and monsters and mangoes? Or maybe you didn't feel very safe as a child. Maybe the ones who were supposed to care didn't or couldn't, or only did it in broken ways. And if that's your truth, your pain is real. The truth is that whether you were raised with tenderness or with tough love or with absence, parenthood leaves an imprint. It writes a story on your heart, a story that shapes how you love, how you trust, how you see yourself. Sometimes we spend our adult lives trying to rewrite that story, to love our kids better than how we were loved, to forgive our parents for what they couldn't give, or to simply understand what went wrong. And that, my friends, takes courage. So sit with the question: What kind of love did I grow up with? What parts do I want to keep and what parts do I want to break? Maybe your mom never said, I'm proud of you, and now you find it hard to say it to yourself. Maybe your dad was distant and now you overcompensate, trying to be everything for everyone. Maybe your parents did their best, but their best still left you with holes. And maybe, just maybe, you have done that same thing to someone else. Because we all do, we all fail, we all hurt the ones we love, sometimes without meaning to. But do you know what makes us human? The fact that we are willing to sit in this awkward, uncomfortable space and ask, can I do this better? Can I love more consciously? Can I forgive them or even myself? Maybe the answer won't come in words but in silence. When your child says something you could never do, or your aging parents holds your hand and says nothing, yet somehow everything. So I want to leave you with something simple, not advice, not a summary, just 5 small things you can carry into your day, whether you're a parent, a child, or just someone trying to love better. First, be there, really there. When your child talks, your parent calls, or your partner sighs mid-sentence, put down that phone. Turn your face, not just your ears. That moment of full attention, that's love. Let feelings be felt. You don't have to fix everything. A crying child doesn't always need answers, just your lap. A parent venting doesn't need advice, just space to be human. So hold space, not solutions. Next, say what you never heard. If you long to hear, I'm proud of you, say it now to your child or to yourself. If you wished someone said it's okay to cry, say it aloud. Normalize the words you once needed. Next, apologize without ego. If you have hurt someone, even unintentionally, say sorry. Not with drama, with honesty. Even animals comfort their young after conflict. Surely we can do that as well. Next, love the agape way. Do one small thing today without expecting anything back. Make someone tea. Check on an old friend. Let your child be messy. That's agape, the love that gives and stays. See, I don't know your story, what kind of parent you had or you're becoming. But you've been here, listened so far, smiled, teared up, or just sat quietly in contemplation. Something in you already know how to love well, with kindness, with presence, with grace. So thank you for sitting with the awkward, for not running away from the ache. Know that you're not alone in this. We're all trying to love better. We're all just kids who grew up and are now trying to do it differently. And that is a story worth telling. If you liked our episode, please do give it a 5-star. And please do share it with others if you think it's going to benefit them. Don't forget to click on the follow button so that you don't miss any episode of ours. This is Commander Bimal Raj and I will be back with another episode very soon.